Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. It's our Public Concerns Night, and we are here to remind you of the road conditions we have in Trinidad and Tobago. We are here to remind you the condition of the box drain you have in front of your house. We are here to remind you of your water problem in your community. We are here to remind you about the street light not working in your neighborhood. We are here to remind you that the councillors are getting a salary to go and make sure that they always stick behind the MP to get things done in your community. That is why, for the last 2 years, Real Talk have been highlighting our Public Concerns Night with the road, the bridges, the box drain, lack of MP and councillor in your area, lack of representation. So tonight we want to hear from you concerning the roads in your community. When last you got your roof paved? When last they patched the road? When last you get proper water supply? When last you saw your MP or your councillor? Viewers, it's Wednesday night right here in Trinidad and Tobago, and we are live on Synergy Network from Monday to Friday. Remember that, viewers? This is the night we're dealing with in your community. What about the policing in your community? Are they visiting the neighborhood? Are they talking with the people in the community? Are they seeking the best interest for the people in the community? Well, tonight is your night, viewers, so call in, and we want to hear from you. So before we go to that, remember Real Talk is offering you 4% on fixed deposit, viewers. Don't miss out on the offer. Remember, I'm also a licensed money lender. Those of you who are looking for cash borrow, once you have collateral, it's not a problem. We will do business with you. So, just a little update, viewers. Just a little update. Tech General Manager, Service Francois, hopes customer will reduce their electricity load from Saturday night into Sunday morning when Trinidad's largest power generation plant will temporarily be offline for critical upgrade works. Shutdown is expected to take place between 10 p.m. Saturday and 9 a.m. Sunday morning, a period with low electricity load across Trinidad and Tobago. So Trinidad, are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? According to TGU, produce approximately 50% of Trinidad's electricity. Francisco added that TNTech serviced more than 500,000 customers, and TNTech customers in Tobago will not be affected by the TGU shutdown this weekend. So like I said, get your lamps, get your battery operated lights, get your candles, put everything in place from Saturday night into Sunday morning. Let's see how it goes, citizen. The Paria Commissioner for Inquiry, CEO, remains on target to deliver his final report on last February tragedy at Paria Fuel Trading Company Limited in Point-a-Pierre facility to President Christine Kangolo on November 30th. After the report is submitted to Kangolo, it will be presented to the cabinet, which will study it and determine the next step. On February 25th, 2022, divers Rishi Nagasar, Kazim Ali Jr., Faisal Kuban, and Yusuf Henry, together with Christopher Budram, was stuck into a 30-inch underwater pipeline belonged to Paria Fuel Trading Company Limited, on which they were doing maintenance work. Only Bodram survived. The Commissioner of Inquiry was originally due to submit its report to President in May, but in a statement on May 5th, it said it had written to Kangaloo seeking an extension until August 31st. Lynch apologized that the Commissioner needed to extend the deadline again and said the delay was not the result of political or any other type of interference. Members of the public who wanted to attend the sit-in are asked to contact the Commissioner's Secretary on or before 4 p.m. on November 27th. Members of the media who want to ask the Commissioners any question are also asked to email them to the Commissioner's Secretary at coe2022.com on or before 4 p.m. on November 27th. So viewers, we are finally going to hear what is the outcome of the Commission of Inquiry after the Cabinet studies it. We're going to see. It's been over a year now. Almost a year. And nothing has happened yet. But nevertheless. So viewers, those of you who would love to get a higher interest rate on your 4%, contact Real Talk. Contact Real Talk, viewers. Our numbers will be on screen shortly. Remember, we are the only financial company in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you 4% on fixed deposit. Remember, you can be a member of Real Talk Credit Union. Information also, viewers. Let me tell you something. I always tell you, times are getting harder. Need extra cash. Anyhow you look at it, you need extra cash. And we at Real Talk is willing to give you that extra cash. Our numbers are on screen. Call our numbers from Monday to Friday between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. to set up an appointment in our company. Come in, we will tell you what documents to work with, and you could get a loan or set up a fixed deposit account with us. The highest interest rate that is being paid in Trinidad and Tobago is Real Talk. You can't get it nowhere. I'm matching anything anywhere. So as we start our public concerns night tonight, viewers, Minister of Public Utility Marvin Gonzalez has stated that his ministry will be putting several measures in place to ensure more people are supplied with water in 2024. Gonzalez said he understood the pain of protesters because of his experience, and it pains him. He added that no member of the House can say they've reached out to him about water supply, and he didn't respond. Listen to what Marvin had.
Every time I listen to my honorable colleagues opposite, Madam Speaker, it pains me because I grew up in a rural community not knowing what potable pipe-borne water is all about. I know what it is. The first introduction to pipe-borne water in my community, I recall it was a standpipe, and it was a cause for great celebration at this point in time. I witnessed and I experienced going to a river to fetch water. And therefore, when any citizen in Trinidad and Tobago can take to the streets to burn tires or to raise issues of water supply, it pains me because I know and I understand how they feel. And therefore, Madam Speaker, I can tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago today, in my capacity as Minister of Public Utilities, no member of this House can say that they reach out to me as Minister of Public Utilities with respect to water supply and I did not respond.
No, I'll tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Reaching out and responding is one thing. All well and good to respond, all well and good. Reaching out and responding is one thing, but actually getting the job done is another thing. It's another thing. Now, many people in Trinidad and Tobago grows up in rural community without pipe-borne water, without electricity. How many of them, when they reach in a position, actually changes it? How many? That's something for you to think about. Power and position will change anybody. Mouth will say anything, but action is different. Now, he added that in early 2024, the country will see the rollout of a number of plans and projects to refurbish the Guanapo water treatment plant, which would benefit 30,000 people by bringing a 24/7 water supply to those areas. The same will be done in areas such as North Oropouche water treatment plant, as well as the Freeport and Chatham water treatment plant, which will be undergoing major refurbishment to improve the supply of water. Listen to Marvin.
Madam Speaker, the country would see early in 2024 the rollout of a number of plans, a number of projects to refurbish the Guanapo water treatment plant, which will serve the area of Arima and surrounding areas, over 30,000 citizens, to increase water production by over 2 million gallons of water per day, bringing the areas of Arima and surrounding areas to 24/7 supply of water. In the same way we will be doing for the North Oropouche water treatment plant, which serves the area of Manzanilla straight down to Five Rivers. Over 120,000 citizens will see an improvement in the supply of water when that plant is fully commissioned and refurbished. And simultaneously, the Freeport water treatment plant, the Navette water treatment plant, the Chatham water treatment plant, all of those plants will be undergoing major refurbishment in 2024, improving the supply of water to over 600,000 or 700,000 citizens in Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, viewers, Gonzalez said he recognized the cries from the people in the area of Cedros, Princestown, Mayaro, and others, and added that in the next 3 to 4 months, his ministry will localize sources of water in communities by increasing water production. He also assured citizens that with the plans, many of the communities in Trinidad and Tobago who are experiencing an unreliable supply of water will soon see a relief. Listen to me.
What we intend to do over the next 3 or the next 4 months is to localize sources of water in these communities by increasing water production and bringing relief to so many of these citizens who are not getting an adequate supply of water. I wish to assure every single member of this House and every single citizen, I'm listening and I'm hearing your cries, but the plans and the programs that we have put together, I feel a sense of comfort that within the next 6 months or the next 8 to 12 months, many communities in Trinidad and Tobago who are experiencing an unreliable supply of water, that relief will come your way. Relief will come your way.
Relief will come your way. We have been hearing ministers saying that from the break of dawn. UNC Minister said the same thing. Before that, we had PNM ministers said the same thing. Before that, we had ANR ministers said the same thing. And today still, some parts of Trinidad haven't had water for months. For months. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we are going to hear Barry Pazarat warns of water hike by June 2024. And I was telling earlier that. We're going to talk more about that after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Not too long ago, I was telling you all, electricity rates are going to go up. I told you all about WASA rate is going to go up. You all didn't believe Saieed. You all wanted to know where Saieed was getting those information from. How come Saieed could have these information and not even in the public domain? Now you hear electricity is going to go up. Now I'm going to reveal to you by June 2024. Barry Pazarat have stated that there are signals from the government that a time has come. And that time stamp is of June 2024 to complete the entire process of a WASA rate review through the Regulated Industry Commission, that is the RIC. Pazarat said, Public Utility Marvin Gonzalez's speech was as dry and empty, just like our tap. And added that one of the most troubling issues to citizens has been water in our country. Listen to this.
When I reflected on what the Honourable Minister spoke about last year, the Honourable Minister spent 55 minutes telling us a story about a fly and ointment. Instead of doing better today, the Minister didn't tell us about the fly and ointment. He just gave us one long story. Madam Speaker, we heard about they coulda, they woulda, they shoulda speech today from the Honourable Minister. 8 years later of nothingness. Madam Speaker, the Minister's presentation was dry and empty, just like our taps and pipes across the country. Madam Speaker, One of the most troubling and deeply distressing issues to citizens across the length and breadth of this country has been the water crisis. Correct. The dry taps, empty tanks, empty barrels, and empty buckets have wreaked havoc and severe hardship on many communities for weeks, and in some instances for months. It has also had a direct impact on schools, businesses, agriculture, and healthcare. The water crisis that has engulfed the country is a real crisis, a crisis that many have painstakingly felt, especially in areas where it still continues to persist up to today.
Now, viewers, the minister dismissed Gonzalez's plans for water supply improvement as spin and claimed that these are promises from over 8 years that have never materialized. I've been telling you, ministers come and ministers go. Administration come and administration go. And it's the same thing we are having. Every year go by, it's a promise, it's a promise, it's a promise, and no promises are being fulfilled. Oh, are you fed up of hearing that? Or you want to continue hearing these things? The choice is yours. He said that the government have signaled that it is given a June 2024 timestamp to complete the entire process of a WASA rate review. But question, will this rate review take into consideration that TNTech is owed $1.4 billion by the state and WASA that the TNTech accounts for $834 million of the $1.4 billion. Now all you understand why all you have to pay and increase electricity rate? Colin and Bert finding money to do all sorts of things but cannot find $834 million to give to WASA to pay TNTech so the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago do not have to pay and increase electricity rate. Now all you understand why TNTech raising their rates? All you now understand why? So TNTech rates is going to go up come 2024. WASA now is going to increase their water rate come 2024. And by June 2024, they're going to have a proper review of it. So what you're going to do now? You tell me what you're going to do now. I've been telling you this. I have been telling you this. I have been preaching this to you. Now it's in the open. What are you going to do now? Say something. But I had also stated that thousands of citizens pay their WASA bill and do not get pipe-borne water for months, and that many government agencies and state enterprise owes WASA millions of dollars, yet the small man is being penalized. Listen to this.
Madam Speaker, the Minister announced that the government is giving a June 2024 timestamp to complete the process of a WASA rate review through the Regulated Industries Commission. I want to ask, will this rate review take into consideration that TNTech is owed $1.4 billion by the state, and WASA's debt to TNTech accounts for $834 million of that $1.4 billion? Will this rate review take into consideration that by WASA's own admission that 50% of potable water is lost through leaks and therefore never reaches consumers? Will the rate hike announced by the Minister take into consideration that thousands of citizens pay WASA bills and do not get pipe-borne water for weeks and months? Madam Speaker, would this rate review take into consideration that many ministries, government agencies and state enterprises owe WASA millions of dollars, yet the small man is being penalized?
You tell me something, Trinidad and Tobago. I hope after tonight you understand why TNTech is going to raise their rate. Who pays for that? WASA owes $834 million to TNTech. TNTech cannot get their money. Government agencies is failing to pay TNTech WASA bill. And government agency is failing to pay TNTech their electricity rates. Or their electricity bills. Who's going to pay for that? Us, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. What is Klangimbo doing? What is the short midget man doing? Klang. Klang is the correct name, man? Sioleng. Klang is finding money to do all sorts of things. They cannot find money to give to WASA to pay TNTech. So you, the small man, wouldn't have to pay an increased bill. Boats is allocating money to pay back pay by December. A boat cannot allocate money to pay state agencies' electricity bill to TNTech. Well, let's say something. Where the bashers? Where the bashers that who only bashing Saieed that are bashing PNM? Really? Because of the fact that now, that Klangimbo now cannot allocate money to pay TNTech bill and WASA bill, that comes down to the citizens now. Well, let's say something now. Say something. When I tell Ali about it, oh, Saieed, you're bashing PNM, you don't like Rowley, you don't like Imbert. It's not a matter of don't like, you know. They are human beings just like me and you. They have been appointed by you, the citizen. By you, the citizen, to make sure that you get proper electricity in the community. They were placed there in power to make sure that you get proper water supply in your taps. But you blame Saieed for that. You want to say Saieed bashing. Imbut can't get money to pay bills now. Who pockets that extra $10 or $20 or $200 coming out from? Not yours? I could jump in a plane and fly out. I could jump in a plane and fly out. I could carry my whole family any part of the world, especially Dubai, which I love. Yeah, we could go there and live it nice. Who's going to have a voice for all you? Who's going to stand up for the poor man? Who's going to wrestle against those that are coming against all you? No bashers, no all you could bash. Padarati said, the budget is best described as a debt trap and a debit trap with no exit strategies. He said, gives you $2 more in minimum wage, but burden you with a higher water rate, higher electricity bill, and property tax. Let's say something now. Say something. What was Imbert saying? Oh, $500 on your bill, you get him back. Every year you're getting $500 more. Property tax come out. Higher electricity bill. Water rate coming up just now. Rising food price. Rising gas price. Rising cost of living. Rising on shoes. Rise on your slippers. Rise on your t-shirt, rise on your shirt. You gotta pay more for KFC. You gotta pay more for double jets. Boy, all I feel is joke. I feel Saieed is just come here and talk. No, I just talk about the things that are going to happen to all you. I just bring it to you before it actually happened. That's why they can't do me nothing. I am a light that will continue shining. That's why I always tell you now. You see why Real Talk is giving you all 4% now on a fixed deposit? So the 4,000 and 5,000 that you're putting out more for 12 months, at the end of the year, you could get it back. Where? At Real Talk. On what? On your hard-earned investment. So while I see in this comment on this side for you all now, God gave me a vision side, put this into place, put that into place, put that into place, and give them 4% on their fixed deposit. That will cover the 12 months. And the extra money that they had to beg Tom, they can hurry for, they will get it back at the end of 12 months. Or let's see how I just put things in place. So we are going for a short commercial break, viewers. When we come back, we have lots more to discuss. Right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We are live, remember that.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chabonas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtor Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtor Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
So Trinidad and Tobago, what are you going to do now? Now that it is open, what I have been telling you, you're actually seeing it coming to pass now. Don't get worried. I was telling you about this before. I am prepared for this. I have been preparing you for it. Oh, by the way, anybody have US dollars to sell? American dollars? Contact me, 339-1670 or 238-6716. We buy in US. I'm a licensed money lender. Nobody can stop me from dealing in money, you know. Oh, remember that. So call your friends, call your family, let them know Saieed is buying US. Yep. Gonzales, in the coming months, may be the last for some employees at the Water and Sewerage Authority. That's what, sir. In the coming months. After that, you may not work at WASA again. In the coming months, may be the last for some employees at the Water and Sewerage Authority, WASA. As Minister of Public Utility, Marvin Gonzalez stated that the government expects progress in restructuring the utility company. Princeton MP Barry Pazar had highlighted the decreased allocation for WASA, National Insurance Scheme, NIS contribution by $25 million. $910,000. He asked if it meant WASA would have decreased in personnel. Gonzalez stated that it was not just NI's contribution, but a reduction in salary, and added that government is awaiting updates from WASA's Board of Commissioners. He said, WASA, a budgeting exercise, as he believes that is where the government can save costs. What does that mean? It means hundreds of workers who are presently employed at WASA will be losing their job in the coming months. Listen to this.
It is believed that in 2024, a lot of strides and progress will be made in the restructuring of the Water and Sewage Authority. It's expected that we can have some cost savings here. We are not too sure, but the decrease in contribution is as a result of the savings that we expect to have under this line item of salaries and cost of living allowances, wages, or personal expenditure.
Decrease in contributions meaning you have no job at WASA to contribute. In other terms, they just don't want to come out and tell you that. If you cannot make a contribution, which means you do not have a job. If you do not have a job, you do not have the finance. So if you do not have the finance to contribute, how would you contribute? Well, let's say something now. Say something. Padarat said, decrease meant Gonzalez was sending home WASA employees. However, Gonzalez said he could not send home any workers as WASA board has the responsibility to implement the restructuring. He also noted that he could not reveal how many employees the restructuring would impact, as it is speculative to do so. Listen to this.
If there's a reduction in NIS contributions, obviously it means that less persons will be on the payroll.
Of course.
And therefore the progress that you are speaking of means that with a reduction of 25 million in NIS contributions means that employees at WASA are going home in this financial year coming. This is an admission that you are sending home WASA employees?
I cannot send home any WASA employee. The Board of Commissioners has a responsibility to implement restructuring of the Water and Sewage Authority. The government in its budgeting exercise is anticipating that there might be cost savings under this particular item.
If there's a reduction under line item 05 of $25 million in this financial year being envisaged by the government, how many employees do you think this will impact in terms of the 25 million in reduction?
I can't say. That will be quite speculative.
All I hear that? All I say something. Say something. Marvin cannot send them home, you know. It is not Marvin's job to send them home. It's not his job. It is the board who is going to make the decision, not Marvin. So when that board made that decision, that contribution is going to be $25 million less. How much people you think is going to be sent home by WASA? They're restructuring, remember that. Restructuring means they're doing over. They're replacing, they're taking out. Here, next bacchanal, eh? Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan have stated that his ministry has allocated $2 billion work plan for road repair and upgrades project under a secondary road rehabilitation program. However, Barataria Sanwa MP Saddam Hussein claims the government has no idea how to spend money to fix road. Sinanan rejected the claim and said this was proper planning, which is why the PNM was able to open the Solomon Hochoy Highway Extension project and the UNC did not. Listen to this.
47. You just indicated that you had a work plan for this company, secondary roads. Can you please submit that work plan as in writing?
Plan will be prepared in collaboration with the ministry.
So you have no work plan as we speak?
The budget is read now, so we now understand the allocation, and based on the allocation, a plan will be...
So this $50 million was pulled from the air, this figure,
no, you will have
without a work plan?
We have a work plan at the Ministry of Works for close to $2 billion. But when you get the allocation, then you will decide, based on a priority listing, what can be done and what will be done.
So do you have a priority listing now that you could provide us?
I have a listing of over $2 billion in work.
No, I'm asking about the priority listing.
So once we come up with the $50 million, we will sit with local government now once the budget is approved, and we will decide which jobs will be done with this $50 million. This is how we operate. We don't operate by the minister getting up and saying, I'm going to do this.
This sounds like VUPS and VAPS minister.
No, it's proper planning. That is why we could...
without a work plan. Proper plan without a work plan.
That is why we could deliver the Port San Fernando to Point 14 highway, something that they were not able to do. Okay.
So Rohan said, because of that, the PNM opened the extension project, and the UNC did not. So I want to actually ask Rohan this question. If the UNC not in power, what can they open? If the Works and Transport Ministry is presently doing the Solomon Hochoy Highway, because they are presently in power, who's going to open the highway? The UNC? ANR? Speaking on the matter, Minister of Finance, Clongenberg, stated that over the years, his ministry continued to provide funding to the Works and Transport Ministry to undertake works and road throughout Trinidad. As opposition MPs made comments, Imbut said it appeared that the UNC did not want to know the fact about how money is allocated and claimed the UNC was terrorizing Sinanan. I'll listen to this.
So over the years, we have supplemented the funds appropriated for the Ministry of Works for road repairs and road paving through loan financing. Madam Chairman,
you know, it's very rare I have trouble here in the Minister of Finance, but I'm having trouble this time.
It seems that the two gentlemen over there who were terrorizing the Minister of Works just now don't want to know. They don't want to know.
Minister of Finance.
Not paying attention.
Minister of Finance, I know terrorizing is a word you would want to withdraw and choose another word.
Certainly.
Yes.
We're harassing the Minister of Works just now.
I think you could still try another attempt, withdraw that and try another word. I know that you are a man of words.
We're telling the Minister of Finance that he had no plan. I consider that to be harassment.
Well, okay.
Now, Madam Chairman.
Minister,
yes.
just that we're not using that word in this committee. Okay, so you will draw it and
I withdraw all.
Okay, great.
Everything.
Great.
I withdraw. Imbert said, you have a call? Call a good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, this Point 40 San Fernando Highway. Eric Williams was building this highway 30, 40 years ago still, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. All right then. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. Imbert said that over the last several years, the Ministry of Finance made funds available to the Ministry of Works by way of two loans and will continue to support the ministry with loans financing so that the ministry can fix every single road in Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to Clongenberg.
Now, for the benefit of those two honorable members who were asking the Minister of Works questions about the road improvement, road repair, road rehabilitation plan, it is a matter of public record that over the last several years, the Ministry of Finance has made funds available to the Ministry of Works by way of loan financing. We have, at this time, we have 2 substantial loans which allow the minister to do his program for upgrading roads efficiency. And we will continue to support the Ministry of Works with appropriate loan financing so that he can fix, as he plans to do, every single road in Trinidad.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear about road rehabilitation and cost in the Moruga area.
Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember, we at Real Talk are offering you 4% on fixed deposits. You see how hard times are going to get? Increase electricity bill, increase water bill, increase groceries, increase internet, increase phone line, increase traveling allowance, increase shoes, increase t-shirts, increase in everything financially. Are you getting an increase on your hard-earned cash that is sitting in financial institutions throughout Trinidad and Tobago? No, you're not. So why not join Real Talk and get 4% on a fixed deposit, and you could enjoy. You could enjoy. 6 years after launching the $178 million Moruga Road Rehabilitation Project, Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinanan says the work has cost the government more than $200 million. Sinanan said that the ministry will use $25 million allocated for fiscal 2024 for a new program to complete the work. The minister said they started the project with 21 landslips, and it is now up to 80, and added that his ministry will continue to finish a couple more landslips and pay off outstanding bills. Parliament bills.
Madam Chair, that Moruga area is a very challenging area, and I think the member knows that. We continuously have soil movement in that area. We started this project, and I don't want to go off the financial year we're speaking about, but we started that project with, I think, 21 landslips. I think we're up to about 80 now. So this is just a continuation, because we are coming to a close on the part of the road that we had programmed. So this is to continue to finish a couple more landslips on the road, some more paving, and to pay off outstanding bills that we have. And then we would look in terms of a new program to continue, because it's an area that you constantly have land movement for several reasons.
Now, viewers, St. Augustine MP Khadija Amin also called on CNN to indicate the status of the promised works at Bamboo and associated floodgates. However, the ministry said it was painful to listen to someone who said flooding was the government's fault and questioned if flooding all over the world is a result of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, Rohan, how you could be so clumsy, boy? How you could be so clumsy and foolish at the same time? How you could be so illiterate? We're talking about Trinidad flooding. We are talking about all over the world. You want to be just like the Prime Minister? We're talking about other countries, but forgetting all from Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, I never see Mona. Sinanan said it was caused because of climate change and added that TNT history shows that Bamboo and a section of Valsain South were lower than sea level, which has been going on even under the UNC. Listen to this.
You know, sometimes it's a little painful to sit down and listen to somebody who say the flooding in Bamboo and Valsain South is a fault of the government. I wonder if the flooding in China, in Europe,
Madam Chair, we
all
are not
over
in the
the world,
Republic of China,
right?
we are in the Republic of
flooding,
Trinidad and
I
Tobago.
wonder if the flooding in New York is as a result of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. We have something called climate change where we're getting abnormal weather. The history of Trinidad and Tobago tells you that Bamboo and that section of Valsain South that was flooded is lower than the ocean, and the water flows through several tributaries, several rivers onto the Caroni. And once the Caroni is filled, low-lying areas will gather ponding of water. That have been going on even under the UNC time. We didn't come and say that's the UNC fault. Flooding is not a fault of governments. Governments have been spending money on flood mitigation from inception. You did it when you were there.
So, Rohan, I want you to understand something. You are the Minister of Works and Transport. The question that was asked by Khadija Amin, she wanted to know the status of the promised works at Bamboo and associated floodgates. She didn't ask you if the place flooding. Nobody from Trinidad ever want to know if China or Europe or the United States flood. A simple question. What is the status of the floodgate and the flooding in Bamboo? How come you reach your flooding in China? Sometimes when you have power in your head and a mouth on your face to talk, the tongue just rattle out anything. I say telling you that. Call her good night. Go right ahead, your life.
Several projects.
On the news yesterday to now, some army and police when I rob some people, 70,000. The media and them
in my arrow.
They're keeping it down. They don't hold one and hold our next one. Hey, what man? Diwali day, they hold 7 police. They charge them. Alexander, nobody didn't say nothing about it. They keep, every time the police do robbery now, they're keeping it low. No study said that he was moving the goalposts up and down and saying for flooding. He's not in a good work. He's failing. He's just to go to jail.
That's the Mayaro incident.
Every time he's tired, he's just to go to jail.
Thank you, my friend. Say, see viewers, breaking news that happened yesterday evening. An individual in Mayaro was robbed when he went to the Myro police station to make a report, he saw the army officials who actually robbed him. Imagine that. Imagine it was the arrest, the officer right in the station. Imagine that. You in the army, you get every 30 days, you get a salary, your money sure. This is just how you show when you get up in the morning, you go to work, just so this army official salary show. When he walk in, when the individual walk in the station out to make the report, who he got meet up is the army official who robbed him. Man, they lock up the army man in the station one time. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something here. As long as John say Harry robbed you, and Harry point out the individual who robbed you, see the army man? They should suspend him one time. Dr. Sinanan, he stated the government would continue to spend and told Amin that she would see work on the pumps in Bamboo as well as the rebuilding of the banks on the Caroni River if she drove through the area. Listen to this.
There are several projects ongoing, rebuilding the banks of the Caroni River, raising the banks of the Caroni River. And I encourage you, the member, take a drive, go and see contractors on the ground at this point in time, building banks and protecting the area.
Madam Chairman, you know, I gave the minister the opportunity to explain.
We have something called climate change, and I can tell you that a major part of the work going on in that area, because we did give a commitment. So we have pumps upgrade taking place, we have river bank in the Caroni area being rebuilt, and we have several of the tributaries where embankment are being done at this point in time. So the work is being done. And maybe I'll come and take a drive with you. Maybe I'll introduce you to the constituency of St. Augustine a little bit.
Hey, Parliament is having a bacchanal, you know. It's only on Real Talk let's actually see what's taking place in Parliament, you know. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, this is Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We are live on Synergy Network. A rerun of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Until we meet again, good night.